It's Friday morning, Poets Day. It's not even 9 o'clock. I've had enough. I'm going fishing. Whenever I go fishing, almost every time. My breakfast, my lunch, my dinner, my desserts, my snacks. In fact, all of my food is usually gone early doors, and often before I've even got my rod out of the car. And such is the case today. I'm just tucking into my last homemade, I don't know what this is, egg custard tart. My last homemade egg custard tart. But when I say it's homemade, that's what it said on the packet. But still gorgeous, gorgeous, delicious. Videos, you'll see me banging on constantly about leaving no trace, right? And I stand by it. It's important that we look after the planet. Leaving no trace isn't just about not dropping litter. There's a whole bunch of things. I'll drop a link in the description to the video. But dropping litter, leaving stuff behind, that's part of it, right? And I've just turned up, I've parked in a little car park to fish this beautiful river on the edge of the Riddoch Mountains. And everywhere I look, there's litter. People have been coming up, kind of doing their fire pit cooking or whatever they've been doing, I don't know, but take your stuff home. It's not hard, you know. Everywhere I look, there's plastic, there's bottles, there's food wrappings. So before I can fish, I've got a bag and I go clear up. Wind up caterpillar. Why would you want a wind up caterpillar? There are loads of real caterpillars buried amongst this stuff for kids to get out and find, you know. Wind up caterpillar. I always keep a hand sanitizer in the car, and when you end up spending half an hour picking up other people's crap, this is invaluable. If you've got black windows, why not use them as a mirror? Make sure you get your hat right. It's important. I do like this hat. Shh! Fishing for sharks. Shh! I'm gonna need a bigger rod. Here's an attempt at kind of a lopsided cast with the camera. How do guys make fishing videos? I need to watch more fishing videos and learn how they film themselves fishing. I guess it's all kind of... Oh wow, I caught a rock, hang on, I'm in. Well, I've decided it's pretty much impossible to fish upstream dry fly whilst you're actually fishing upstream dry fly. So I'm going to give up with the camera and go fishing. I'll catch you for coffee shortly. Bye. I think my rod's broken. I best just go and get some fish fingers. I love my fishing. I've fished for pretty much most of my life. And I love nothing more than combining my passion for fishing and my passion for hiking. I've been really lucky through my life. I've done loads of different kinds of fishing and I've combined it with my travels. So I've fished obviously in the UK, I've fished for trout and salmon and sea trout. I've fished overnight for carp, I've done pike fishing, I've done coarse fishing, I've done match angling and competitions. I've done sea fishing, I've gone deep sea fishing all around the coast of the UK, and I've done it abroad. So I've fished in the Gulf, I've fished in the Caribbean, in the Mediterranean, I fish everywhere. One of the best fishing trips I've had in recent years was fishing for trout at 12,000 feet on Mount Kenya. I love to combine my passion for fishing with my passion for hiking, and since moving here to Wales, I've got a fantastic environment to make that happen. From my house, I can fish from seawater to the source of a river, so I can start on the beach, follow the estuary through, spend all day or a couple of days walking the entire course of a river right to its source up in the mountains, and when I get there I can then fish the mountaintop lakes beyond. It's pretty awesome. There's a sheep walking down the road. I'm going to spin the camera. Now he's looking at me, wondering what I'm doing, and I'm wondering what him, well it's not he, it's she. She's looking at me, I'm looking at her. There's the baby. Look, I'm trying to make a YouTube video. Go away. I'm doing a YouTube video. Don't watch me, it puts me off. Bye. When I'm fishing like this, I tend to find that the traditional kind of shoulder bag, you know, you wear on one shoulder, the strap goes across your chest and the bag sits on your other hip, it's not quite comfortable enough because I'm walking too far. So I tend to rely on a backpack, and the one that I use is this. This is the Karrimor SF Modi 15. It's a 15-litre pack from their Nordic range. It's got a clamshell opening design, which means I can lay it down and access the full interior of the pack really easily. At 15 litres, it's big enough to carry my fly box, a few bits and pieces, a brew kit of whatever type that I'm taking, a bit of food, waterproof jacket, and importantly, my safety gear. In remote locations, always make sure you've got some kind of safety gear with you. Whenever I'm in outdoor environments, I'm always banging on about two things. Firstly, leave no trace. Actually, there's probably a lot more than two things, but also to take responsibility for your own safety, because you will be the person that ultimately pays the worst price if things go wrong. Okay, and as part of that, make sure that you've planned your route, make sure that people know where you are and the timings, and make sure that you carry a fully charged mobile phone. Even if you are out of signal, there's a chance that if you send a text, it will get through. I always carry one of these, a Blizzard survival bag. This is kind of a much more efficient system to the old-fashioned foil blankets, and I always carry this, an emergency whistle. These things get to know your distress calls, and do use it. You know, these things are brilliant, they're not expensive. I always keep this in my pocket, and away you go. Oh. It's loud. Oh no, having the hat on didn't help, it just kind of magnified the sound. Whoa, carry on. Quite often when I'm fishing, especially if I'm walking the entire length of a river or up in the mountains, it's nice to take a break and have a hot drink and a hot meal, or both. You know, a bit of luxury never goes amiss. Right, back to having a hot brew and some hot food. The first thing that I have to think about is water. Now, when I'm doing a whole day of walking and I've just got a small backpack, I don't want to take up space or add weight by carrying loads of water, right? Especially on a hot day. So I tend to rely on one of these kind of water on the go filtration systems. I'm walking a river system, so I can just dip it in the water and I've got water that's safe to drink straight away. Then I wanted to find a kind of a solution that would allow me to heat water. It had to be very compact, very lightweight, easy to use, pretty robust, very reliable, and I found this. This is my complete, I would say, cook system, but that's probably over-egging it a bit. This is my water heating system. Let's take a look. So inside this little bag is everything that I need to make a brew, or to heat water, to rehydrate food. Let's do the magic. So inside the mesh bag was this titanium cup with lid. Inside there was the cross pot stand for the spirit burner and my Trangia burner. The whole lot fit inside there. Compact, lightweight, accessible, easy to use, does the job. Now, the kind of stuff that I'm preparing on this stove, preparing is like over-egging it by a massive margin. I'm not preparing anything, it's just kind of heating water. This is not top-level cuisine. So I heat water for coffee sachets, you know, 3-in-1, 2-in-1, that kind of stuff. hot chocolate sachets. If I'm feeling really posh and I'm taking the car, then I will often take my little mocha pot and make a nice fresh brew halfway through the day and quarter way through the day and 3/4 of the way through the day. I'm a coffeeaholic, so I have lots of coffee through the day. But for food, you could toast a sandwich at a push, but bearing in mind it's a spirit burner, so you might have a bit of alcohol flavouring in your bread. Water for pot noodles, for these kind of pasta pot meals, you know, take a bowl or whatever. Or if I'm going to walk overnight and stay in the mountains in a little tent somewhere, then I'll usually take one of these expedition foods. This is from my expedition pack. This one is posh pork and beans. To give you an idea, there's 755 calories in this one, and this is not their top weight. You know, they go a lot higher than this. My favourite flavour is the porcini mushroom risotto. That is pretty awesome. I've actually served that stuff up at a dinner party for friends, and they had no idea that they were eating freeze-dried expedition foods. They thought that I'd actually cooked porcini mushroom risotto. Give it a go, it's brilliant. So how do I carry fuel for the spirit burner if it's a lightweight solution? Well, this is a bit of overkill. These things are brilliant, but there's no way I'm going to get through this much fuel in a day or even an overnighter. It takes up space and its weight. Do you smell that? Do you smell that? That's Nalgene, son. There's nothing else in the world like it. I love the smell of Nalgene in the morning. 3 points or a gold star if you can drop a comment below and tell me which movie that was kind of based on, loosely. Anyway, so I use Nalgene bottles. This thing came off Amazon. I'll drop a link below. It's the perfect size for carrying fuel. Now here's a top tip. I also use these for carrying cooking oil. I make sure that any fuel bottles that I have are clearly marked. This one's brand new, so I've not marked it yet. So it's important to make sure that you mark up your bottles, whichever system suits you, so that you know which is which, and make sure it's marked clearly, right? Because the last thing I want is to confuse methylated spirits with olive oil and have a very funky tasting salad. Whenever you're trying to cook outdoors or heat water, in this case, the wind is your enemy, okay? The slightest breeze will reduce the efficiency of your burn system, whether that's an open fire or, you know, some kind of rocket stove, gas stove, jet boil, spirit burner, whatever. So I got one of these. This was, it's like a multi-panel wraparound windbreak. This was on Amazon for, I don't know, 7-8 quid, something like that. So I'll drop a link below. It's really good, it's really useful. You literally just wrap it around, put the little pegs into the ground, it stays there and it stops the wind hitting your stove, which increases the efficiency of the burn, saves you fuel and means you get lunch quicker. Let's put it to the test. Coffee time. Here's a top tip when it's done. If you're going to take your cross stand off, to use a simmering ring, use a pair of Leathermans or fishing forceps or whatever, because these things get quite hot. Coffee, essential nutrition. How to spot YouTubers in the wild. There's always a camera. Always a camera. That's me done. I'm actually going to go and concentrate on fishing now. Be good, be brilliant, be awesome. And remember, if I can help you in any way, shape or form, get in touch. Let's have a conversation and make good stuff happen. I came out today to go fishing and make a little video. I made a video, I did some fishing and caught one tiny trout, which wasn't on camera. You've just got to believe me, there's an element of trust here, right? Authenticity on social media. So it was one tiny trout. I could say it was that big, but it wasn't. It was kind of that big.